new ICO called MediaRich.io. And effectively, as Caleb is fixing bandwidth and enabling direct content to move between machines at very high speeds and without a middleman, we are basically going to solve this problem, which he's about to put up on the screen, which is that every time somebody needs to scale their back end, they have to make a decision about how they're going to do it, and it can be very expensive. And they have to go through a bottleneck and a very expensive decisioning process to do so. So this is just a representation of that bottleneck, which is I've got a successful app, it needs to scale globally. I have to either make a choice about which cloud service provider I'm going to use, and then I have to get my eye-popping bill until I can actually make money. A lot of services literally go through billions of dollars in AWS and Azure charges before they actually get to profitability. And there's still a lot of public companies that are still not profitable. I won't name any names, but you know who they are, that are moving files around and basically have a freemium model, and they're spending, they're literally not profitable, and they have billions and billions of dollars going out the door. So, my name is, again, Sean Barger. Next, where's the slide clicker? Hold on. And I am the CEO of Meteors.io. And real quick, I'm going to talk about what ICO realities have been in the past. 1 in 10, it's maybe now 1 in 20 tokens actually becomes a utility token. The current token models don't reflect the bear market. They're usually white paper-based investments, and they have not successfully delivered any projects that people are using today, and there's a lot of speculation. Our reality is that we have immediate use cases, we have an early purchaser token model, we have known demand, and we're going to be launching with a prototype D-app, D-service at our main event in March. We have over 300 person years of R&D into the first D-service called MediaGen. MediaGen.io. MediaRich.io is the name of the website. We have 100 million invested in that core D-service, which would be the first service that basically does thousands of different things very scalably as a dynamic content delivery engine. And it's battle tested. So I'm going to just quickly show you the problem and the solution. You're going to want to watch this. It's 2 minutes.
Adoption of mobile and web-based applications has become widespread. These are the apps you use every day on your phone, PC and tablet. What you don't see is the cloud infrastructure behind these apps that makes them possible. That technology, running 24/7 in data centers around the globe, has seen massive growth. To make a new application work, its creators must purchase or lease this infrastructure. It has to be actively monitored and maintained to keep your apps working, because nobody likes downtime. This means expensive contracts with AWS, Azure, Oracle, Dell, Hitachi, and many others. To be safe, companies buy extra capacity, but most of the time it's not even needed, and those servers sit idle. Did you know there are nearly 2 billion PCs, mobile devices and servers in the world that are powered on at any moment, and 30% of them are just sleeping, doing nothing at all? We call this wasted CPU power, and this is the big opportunity. The creators of your favorite applications have to set up and pay for this infrastructure, and for sheer convenience, they often turn to hosted service providers. This results in cloud pricing shock. There is currently no pay-as-you-go option with these providers, which makes them cost-prohibitive for most companies. Enter MediaRich.io, a new way to offset the costs of unused capacity, or simply let you make money with your server, PC or mobile device. We are developing a cutting-edge infrastructure-as-a-service offering, which utilizes a new cryptocurrency, Dinecoin. We call this the Content Generation Network, or CGN. The CGN pulls together untapped global CPU resources and restructures them into a vast computing network, scalable, reliable, and available worldwide 24/7. This new CGN can deliver decentralized server applications, which we call D-services. For example, the initial D-service, called MediaGen, has thousands of use cases for dynamic content preparation. It's easy to join the CGN with your own machines and make extra money. Or if you're a developer, you can create your own D service, launch it on our network, enabling automatic scaling and monetization without having to deal with complex and expensive cloud services. MediaRich.io is poised to revolutionize hosted server infrastructure by providing cost reduction for existing unused compute power. Anyone can be a CGN miner by simply downloading and installing our easy-to-use software and signing up with the D Services platform. Next-generation services can be deployed as a D service to easily scale and pay as you go, dramatically reducing infrastructure costs. For more detailed information, please visit MediaRich.io.
The first thing I did was hire the guy who's going to make it happen. He's done it before, twice. He did Shockwave, which Adobe acquired Macromedia for, to become Flash, which currently is actually, if you go and try to use your Comcast, is what you have to have installed to actually do a secure Comcast feed. And he also was the founding engineer for all Suite Commerce products. He was a 35th employee at NetSuite. He was involved and went all the way to the end of the $9 billion exit. So we have the right guy who has done our white paper and is architecting the whole system, and he's going to deliver this, which is, you've got D apps on the client side. That could be any web or mobile or any application that has a network interface to a D service. Instead of it being a whole stack, we're actually making a high stack where anybody can launch their own D service to do focused needs. Once you launch the D service to do your focused needs, it automatically scales on our network. And because it's pay-as-you-go, you don't have to have all of those 24/7 charges. You're only paying for what you use when you need it. We're going to launch our own initial node network. That node network will then redirect to all the different third-party hosts who will be coming online. We have multiple deals already flying with wallet software holders that are going to deploy our D service platform on their wallet so that when they turn it on, they're instantly making money. Miners are also very interested in this because they're all looking for something else to do. So we have a whole list of different D service type applications, and the goal is to first launch our own D service at the main sale in March, and then open it up to the public to actually start doing their own D services and launching them on the network. So the solution detailed, I'm not going to go into it. You kind of saw it on the video. Time is short because I want to get to tokenomics, because that's, I think, one of the biggest things about our system and our ICO that makes us stand out is that this is actually the architecture of the system. In the middle there is the first generator D service. It's wrapped by our compute node interface to the CGN, and then we got the compute node pool manager and the CGN broker. This has been already vetted by multiple PhDs and chief science officers. The MediaGen for service, again, this took about $100 million to build. It currently powers at Equilibrium, Adidas, Warner Brothers, Walmart, delivering high volume content dynamically to websites and to applications. These are some of the customers at Equilibrium, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is that we have a first built-in customer. That's Equilibrium, who is licensing the MediaRich engine to be the first D service. So, because a lot of ICOs, there isn't any battle testing going on. Our actual first D service delivers 10 million assets on a single machine, and it's out on Linux, Mac, and PCs without a memory footprint change before we ship each release. So that's not easy to do. It's multi-threaded, multi-process, and it can auto-conform from any asset. This is one example of what the kind of compliance cloud that is going to be the first customer of the D service does. It takes any cloud service and upgrades it in the background and adds secure viewing, asynchronous render stream technology for 400 file types, and that's all being done by the MediaGen D service, giving you a secure, compliant view, review and approval, annotate anywhere, redaction, etc. solution for just about any file type on the planet which is really, it's all HTML5. It's kind of unheard of because almost everyone is still using PDFs and moving them around. That provides any content anywhere securely, any device anywhere securely, and the market opportunity is massive. We're connecting this directly to all these different players out there in the background, so you can turn it on as a feature, and you pay $1 a user a month, and you have basically the ultimate solution to solve the first D app here with SharePoint Online, it's 200 million users, is going to be a built-in customer from going from 1% to 7% of this Meteors.io infrastructure. That means that we have a built-in customer that's going to spend about 20% of this revenue to drive the token usage as a first customer. So we think it's a very powerful positioning for success. Instant traction, known demand for the service, grounded and well-scoped approach, and an actual solution that's actually going to have a built-in customer in the end with a proven track record. So we have a great team. Like I said, DJ, you saw his stats. Matt Butler's been with the company since 2004. Brian Rice, I call him Zuckerberg without the money. He's incredible. And Simon Choi, because we do have a lot of traction in Asia Pac right now. He's actually legal. He handles all the legal documents, as well as we're a Cayman Foundation, so we use Ogie, who's been fantastic, by the way. So why am I here in the US? Because unfortunately, this is a Cayman Foundation. It has to be a real utility token. So North America and China is banned from the ICO. But I'm sure you have your offshore entities, which is fine. It's a ERC20 compatible utility token. And here's the bottom line. We're going to do a total supply, minted supply of 5 billion Dime coin. 28% is reserved. The rest are going to be sold. We're doing a private sale right now with a 50 million euro hard cap, with a 250 million hard cap on the public auction that'll happen in January at Davos. We'll roll them both together, divide by 500 million. That's the token price. I'm not pricing my tokens right now. This is how an ICO should be done as a real utility token, we believe, because it protects the investor who wants to come in now. If you, every time I talk to investors, at first they say, well, we have to have a price. I'm like, no, you don't. That's how you lose a ton of money. Because when you actually do the main sale, if the market doesn't price it based on CPU power or some other metric at the time of the public auction, you can go from 50 cents down to 10 cents or 2 cents at the ICO. So that's why we're doing it this way. We've had a lot of good feedback on that, and we are well on our way. We actually had somebody say that all they have to do is get their hands on some BTC and they'll take the whole thing. So, you know, it's all talk, we'll see, but it's looking pretty good. And then we're going to do a daily tradable 10 million Dime coin every 29 hours. So every 3 days, it'll go around the globe for the main event. So November 30th is the end of the private sale. We start the pre-sale in January. We close the pre-sale, price the tokens, and issue bonuses based on those numbers. So you can invest with confidence. Actually, you can buy tokens with confidence. You're not investing, right? Project timeline, we've already, actually, I don't need to go through this, you already got it. Any questions? Yes?
I understand the existing customer, you're coming in with a customer.
Yes. Yeah, so Equilibrium currently has powered Disney and Sony. Generated 9 billion assets at Disney Co. at the other company that's licensing and creating the Meteors.io ICO entity. We're doing that for two reasons. One is when we were looking at should we go out for a raise at Equilibrium, we said, wait, there's a much bigger opportunity here for everybody. And that is to really change how services are delivered and be the first customer and license that over so you have a great starting point. I've seen a lot of these ICOs, and I see them raising $30 million to do all kinds of stuff with transcoding a video or whatever. I'm like, guys, just getting that sucker fault tolerant and being able to read in 50 different file formats and auto-normalize it and auto-assemble video, that's 100 man years of development. They're dreaming with $30 million. So So we have to do a much larger raise to make the larger reality happen. And so by providing a licensed engine that's scalable and already has multiple OSs completed and is an actual thin D service already, we're going to make stateless, we have a really good starting point. Question?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I understand this question. So basically what you have is a decentralized version of Amazon Web Services S3, sort of, with a bunch of transcoding that well,
As the first D service, that's correct.
so it's highly verticalized. If
Oh,
you're
sorry.
going to basically compete with Amazon Web Services,
We're not competing.
so basically you're
We're the solar company. You install it on Amazon or AWS, and your bill gets reduced. You got failover servers. You got machines. If you go look at all your virtual machines,
I
go
see.
look
So
at
it's not, it doesn't replace
half of them are
Amazon Web
0%
Services.
CPU, right?
Okay, I think I
you
get
You
it.
turn on our D service. When there's no activity, the system actually will start delivering productive work for other people. Your bill goes down.
Right, that part I understand. It's whatever that alien detection program was, just applied to this. SETI, thank you, SETI at home.
It's basically Uber for CPU power, the solar bill, Amazon, AWS is there, whatever.
I'm interested in testing, but what's the lockup? Is it 6 months, 1 year?
The lockup is 6 months for the bonus tokens after the main sale, and we're doing nine months from purchase for the private sale. So 9 months from purchase, because we don't want people just selling right at March 1. Yeah, we'll be using BTC when we can, but we'll of course be having to, we'll actually be using it to build the team, and DJ's got a whole plan to build a team, and to we have to also market the ICO as well, because it's a big long-term process and a lot of listings have to be done, etc.
You sound like you really have an asset which is vulnerable to the bear market and you really want to cash out no short hedge it.
Well, two things. One thing is a lot of tokens that come out don't have anybody using them. So there's no other consumption model driving the actual price up or down or making it be worthwhile or meaningful. And so therefore it's just speculation and then it goes down, right? So with us, we actually have a real world use out of the box, and we actually are going to make it so that people can earn Dimecoin and not have to use the service to spend it. So we have a JV with somebody in the Pac Rim that said, hey, this is freaking fantastic. I'll put it on all of our different client applications for all over China, and all we want you to do is make it so they can buy stuff on our e-commerce network. You have an incentive to be a holder, and you have an incentive to be a miner, and you have an incentive to make your own D service. Yeah, we think it works really well. Anybody else? It is the missing D services platform. Thank you.